Alright, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we will talk about Mashul Khuffain or Mash ala al-Khuffain, wiping on the leather socks.
Question 55. Is there a replacement for washing the feet in wudu? Answer. Yes, many authentic hadith prove that wiping the leather socks is a substitute for washing the feet.
So in order for someone to wipe over the socks doesn't need to be an excuse. That option is always available for the one who wants to use it, with the conditions we will discuss. If you want to wear socks today, and then next time you need wudu, you want to wipe your instead of washing your feet, you want to wipe your over your socks. That doesn't require an excuse. Anyone can do that. This ease is available for everyone, and we will discuss that inshallah in a bit more detail.
Question 56. Are there preconditions to wipe? Answer. Yes, the khuf must be worn when already in a state of tahara.
Okay, we'll discuss that as well. So a person, let's say, I don't have wudu right now and I wore khuf. Khuf refers to socks, something of the shape of the feet made of a certain material. In the Hanafi fiqh, in the Maliki fiqh, that can only be from the skin, from the leather. In other madhahib, they do allow other materials as well. But once we discuss what khuf means, the one who is in wudu, someone who has wudu and wears them, they can benefit from wiping over the feet next time they need wudu, instead of washing their feet. But they must have worn it while they had wudu.
Question 57. Is there a time limit to wiping? Answer. When someone wears the khuf in a state of purity, then becomes muhdith, he may wipe on them from that point for a day and night if he is resident, and 3 days and nights if he is traveling. Whenever he makes wudu in the allowed period, he just has to wipe the khufs, whether resident or traveling.
So there are hadith which say that a person who is wearing khuffain, the two khufs or the leather socks, once they break wudu, someone can wear after doing wudu, they can wear their khuffain and then not break wudu for another 8 hours. So from the time that the use of khuffain comes into action is when they break the wudu. And then when they do the wudu, they can, as a resident, someone who is not a traveler, for 24 hours, same time the next day, they can keep wiping over the socks instead of washing the feet. And for traveler, 3 days, 3 nights. Yeah.
Question 58. Does the period of a day and night or 3 days and nights begin when wearing the khuf or upon hadith? The answer is the period begins upon hadith after wearing them in a state of tahara. Question 59. Can one upon whom ghusl is fard wipe his khuf? Answer, he may not. It is fard upon him to wash his feet like the rest of his body.
Okay, so I am in tahara right now. I wear my leather socks. Now next time I need ghusl within the 24-hour period as a resident, can I, instead of washing my feet, do the ghusl and then wipe over my feet? No. The wiping of the feet can only be a replacement of washing the feet when doing wudu. If you happen to need ghusl, you must take them off and wash your feet. The khuffain, the wiping over the socks, can only be for wudu. So you are in wudu, you wear your khuffain, you wear your leather socks, and then you need ghusl, then you must take them off. But if you need wudu, you can wipe over them. Ghusl, if you have to do ghusl, you must do the full ghusl. The wiping, it cannot become a part of ghusl, but it can become part of wudu. Am I making sense?
Question 60. Can a khuf with holes be used? Answer. If the holes are many to the extent that thrice the size of the small toe is visible, the khuf cannot be used for wiping on, and it is allowed if the extent is less than that.
This is all mainly Hanafi madhab, because this book is on a Hanafi madhab. We will discuss the difference of opinion when it comes to rips or holes in your khuffain. Inshallah. The Hanafi says your smallest finger, the smallest toe, 3 times the size of that. Overall, over the two khuffain, if you take all the holes and rips, and if they together equal 3 small fingers, then that is too much of a rip to be wiping over it. That's exposing too much of the feet. But other madhahib, some don't allow any rip whatsoever, and some allow even more. We will discuss that in its place inshallah later.
Question 62. What is the method of wiping the khuf? Answer. Use the fingers to wipe a line over the top. The fingers must first be moistened and then placed in its entirety. Wipe the fingers from the toes to the calf, and at least 3 fingers must compulsorily be used on each khuf.
Yeah, we will inshallah discuss that as well. So we will bring a hadith why where the fingers have been mentioned, and what you do is you put when your hands are wet, you put them on the front top of the feet. I'll explain that, and then you just make like line like that. At least 3 fingers for Hanafis, okay, or starting from the toes, going back towards the ankles on the top, okay. But that's the Hanafi view. There's a difference in opinion in the other madhahib. We will explain that as well, inshallah.
Question 63. What will nullify this wiping? Answer. Whatever nullifies wudu will nullify the wiping, as will removing the khuf and the expiry of the period.
Just because a person done wiping of the socks, it doesn't make his wudu, a super wudu that it doesn't invalidate. The wudu will invalidate as usual. If someone's wearing khufs and he did wudu by wiping over the khufs, then whatever invalidates wudu still invalidates, with a condition that if he removes these khufs, then obviously that if he removes the khuffain or one of them, then his wudu will invalidate unless he quickly washes his feet. And we will cover that in this place. We won't get that far today. So we can stop here? Yeah, okay. Let me start, because this is from our book. Our book is a very beginner's book. So it only touches on at a very basic level. And then inshallah I can touch on a bit more on the other madhahib.